Well, welcome back to Soda City Live. Today is the second day of Kwanzaa, a part of a week-long event that allows those of African descent to celebrate community and culture. Joining me today is owner of the House of Hathor and the House of Hathor Cultural Arts Center, Jimmy Wright. So glad to have you back with us.
Thank you, thank you.
And you're dressed appropriately for the occasion.
Yes.
So first, before we get into Kwanzaa, I want folks who weren't with us earlier this year to for you to talk a little bit about the House of Hathor and the Cultural Arts Center.
Well, the House of Hathor, my wife and I, Angela, we created this experience so that we could be in our community and we can share with them some cultural arts, we can share with them cultural history. We can also start to establish a foundation that is more representations of the people that live in our community. And so we wanted to make sure that we're able to teach, we're able to learn, as well as to be the examples of what that culture is supposed to look like.
And you also just relocated to another facility. Tell our viewers where it's located.
It's located at 6319 North Main Street in the Northside Plaza where the Piggly Wiggly is. Perfect.
Now, all this week in honor of Kwanzaa, you all are hosting some educational classes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, each day of Kwanzaa, we, as we did yesterday, we're doing it for the remainder of the week, having educational classes about Kwanzaa. What exactly does Kujichagulia, which is today's principle, what does that look like? Do we have examples of that we already are expressing in our community? Yesterday was Umoja. Do we show signs of Umoja in our families, in our community? So every principle, we want to make sure that we have those conversations, critical conversations about what's actually taking place in our communities that reflects and projects those particular principles.
Okay. Now you have the candles here. Tell us about the structure that the candles are in, the name of it, and then let's go through each one of the candles and what they signify.
Yes, well, the structure itself is called the Kanara. It holds the candles of the principles of Kwanzaa in them. Yesterday was Umoja, which was the black candle. That is the candle that you always light first because we talk about unity. It expresses unity within the family, within oneself, as well as the community. And then you go from left to right, alternating. So the first red candle, which is today, is Kujichagulia, which is self-determination. The next candle after that will be the first green candle, that is Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. And then you come back to the second red candle, which would be Ujama, which is cooperative economics. Then you go back to the other side on the green candle, that is that is Nia, purpose. And then the last red candle will be Kuumba, and then the last green candle will be Imani, faith.
I love it.
Yes.
And so instead of going one by one, you literally you bounce back.
You bounce back.
Okay,
and forth. Yes.
Perfect. And tell us about the history. I know we talked a little bit about the purpose of it, but let's talk about the founding when it was started.
Yes, it was founded by Dr. Malana Karinga in 1966. So it's about 56 years old right now, 58 years old. And he founded it so that we can have a sense of foundation that links us back to our ancestors. Our experience over here, we have lost so much of our culture and so much of our history. And Kwanzaa itself means first fruits, as well as, so it's a Kiswahili word from the Ashanti tribe that it attaches us back to a part of our history. So it may not be all of our history, but it is a part of our history. And so it's very special for us to have these representations and the examples of what that looks like for us. And so we do have the fruit that's down here, which is the mazoa. First fruit. So everything collectively that we work together with as a family and as a community, we want to share in the fruits and the efforts of our labor. So for a whole year, we want to be able to recognize what was our labor this past year as a family and as a community that we can say that we worked on. Right. And that now we want to share in the work that we did. The corn on the other side is the mazo, the muhindi. That particular is how many children do you have in your family? So if you have 2 children, then you have 2 ears of corn. Okay. And then each kernel of corn is a representation of every generation of children that will come after you.
I love it.